AQR 9.11 modular circle graphs day 1. So what we're doing here is a graphical representation of modular arithmetic, which is what we did in our previous unit. And you're going to be asked to graph functions, graph modular functions, and they're going to look a little bit different than what you did in your do now. The equations that we're going to be sticking to are y, just linear modular equations, functions. Y equals ax plus b mod n. Now, just as a reminder, or for today's work, b will just be 0. And we are going to look and do mod 10 for today. So in today's work, and then when you do your practice, we're going to just, everything in today's problems, there's going to be no y-intercept, right? The initial is just 0. So 0 is 0, right? Like you saw in one of your do now problems. The other thing in today's problems is that everything that we're doing today is mod 10. We will increase that. We're going to go to mod 20, mod 50, and yes, you will do a mod 100 on terms of your work. Just as a reminder, 10 mod 10 is congruent to what? What is 10 mod 10? 0. 12 mod 10 would be 2. So when we're setting these problems up and we're creating our table, that's going to be very important. So let's create, in our first example, let's create a table of values for y equals 2x mod 10. Okay? 2x mod 10. So when I make my table, just like we did in our do now, we have our x, we have our y. We're going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, why do I stop at 9? Why don't I write 10 on my table? Why do I stop at 9 and I don't go to 10? Ten is not 1. Because 10 is 0, yes. 10 would have been 0. So we stop there at 9, because afterwards you're just doing the same values all the way back again for its congruence. Now remember, this is y in mod 10. So, what's 2 times 0? Just like we did. Now our table is going to start exactly the same like you did in your do now. So let's fill in the first value. 0. The slope is 2. So if I plug in 1, I get 2. Next. 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 Mod 10, because remember, 10 in mod 10 is 0. Next value? 4, 6, and 8. So our values, and like I said, you can see now, I hope you see why we did our do now to help you start, but you can see now in creating this table that there was a change. It didn't go to 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. It stopped at it went back to 0 because it's mod 10. Okay? Huh? Well, 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 is 0, and mod 10. It's congruent. All right. Now, I need you to draw a circle as best you can. Okay? Can you draw it as good as mine? Look at that. First try. Again, I'm going to give you some handouts. I'm going to let you do it in Desmos, so it'll be very helpful for you to do it that way. But at the very top is 0. At the very bottom will be 5. And to your best ability, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not in the middle. We're not putting it straight to the right. There's going to be nothing straight to the right, so we're not putting anything here. No. So if here is the middle, we actually, sorry, I'm going to put a little dot there. We actually want ours to go here and here for our next ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now I did stick with mod 10. I can see how maybe if I did like mod 12, it might be a little bit easier to follow. But again, there's nothing straight to the left, nothing straight to the right, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and back to 0.
All those who are attending the ICA field trip with Mr. Ott, please meet us in the lobby. Again, all students attending the ICA field trip with Mr. Ott, please meet us in the front lobby. Thank you.
So, now, how do we graph this? Same ideas as we graphed the previous one. So what is 0? 0 gives me what as my output? 0 what? 0, 0. So 0 connects to 0, so that's just a point right there. That's 0, 0. What does 1 connect to? 1 is what? What is the output for 1? Look at your table. The output for 1 is 2. So I start at 1 and I connect it to 2. That's how we draw our graph. 1 goes to 2. What does 2 go to? 4. So starting at 2 goes to 4. What does 3 go to? 6. 4 goes to? 5 goes to? 6 goes to? 2. 7 goes to? 8 goes to? 9 goes, and finally 9 goes to? And there is our answers. Now, as we change the equation, now there is actually, these are designs that people actually do create when they're like doing crochets and all these type of different things. These are the patterns that kind of like they're making. Now, are going to be very intricate. And you'll know if you've done something wrong when you've drawn your graph, because it should almost be like somewhat symmetrical, or it should follow a pattern. So if all of a sudden you see something that's like really, really off, you know you've probably done something wrong along the way. But this is what we're doing for this part of the first half of this unit. We're just going to be learning how to draw these various graphs with different equations and different modular values. And again, today we're sticking with some basic ones for here. Let's try another one. Yeah, we have a couple of extra things that I'm deciding if I want to do after we do the graphs. So depending on how it's going, depending on our timelines, I might stop with just this modular graph, but I do have an additional like 3 lessons that still stick within modular math that I'm debating if we're going to add into it. So, but I know for the next 3 days, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be doing this. Let's do another example. Y equals 3x mod 10 again. Okay, so again, we're going to start out with a table. And the better you get at your table, you can do this without a table. I do want to note, but we're going to start on doing this with the table. Here's x and y, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, let's plug them in. 0 gives me, what is it? 3 times 0 is? The slope is 3. So 1 gives me, then 9, then it's 12, but it's mod 10. I get 2, yeah. So 12 mod 10 gives me back to 2. Okay, now continue to add 3. So 2 after 2 gives me what? We're at 2 now. So the next number would be 5. It would be 15, but we're back at 2. So we could just go to 5. Then 11, which we kept, yep, is 1. Then 4, and finishing it off with 7. Now going up by 3s, but remember every time we go above the mod value of 10, we come back to 0. All right. Make another table graph. 0 here, 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, if you're having trouble writing this, again, starting Monday, I am going to give you some visual graphs. I just want you to try to practice at doing it at least the one time. All right, 0 goes to 0, so just a dot, okay? 1 goes to, and now again, ideally you don't have to make the table, and you're going to find the pattern. So every single time I'm going to skip 3. The next one goes to 6. So 2 is going to go to 6. I'm skipping 3. 3 goes to 9. I'm skipping 3. 4 goes to 1, 2, 2 goes to 2, which was 12. Sorry, mistake right there. 4 goes to 2. 5 is just a 5, which is a dot. 6 goes to 8. There we go. 7 goes to 1. 8 goes to 4. Oh, I don't want you to curve. 8 goes to 4. And 9 goes to 7. A pineapple. Is that how you cut your pineapples? Notice the symmetry. That's the key to understanding if I've got my answer correct. Sometimes it's symmetrical up and down, left and right. This one is symmetrical this way, and upwards. So the previous one was only symmetrical fold-wise, right? And that's what we're going to be doing right here. Again, these problems are going to get more complicated. The equations are going to add b on Monday's lesson. I'm going to add a plus 2, 3x plus 2, 5x plus 3. I'm going to do values like that. And then Tuesday, we're going to change the mod. We're going to go from mod 10 to like mod 20, 25, mod 50, mod 100. The lines are showing you the values of which they're connected. So one gives me the 3. So we are 1 is to 3. So here's the input and the output. So input, output. But it's a certain, so every value is on its own thing. So it's not like an x and y value with an x and y plane of graphing. It's a graph within here. It is literally how we can make art with math. And that's what we're going to be doing in here. So if you skip every 2, like in like you're doing a stitching and they are, so again, so the connection that we're trying to do here is basically we want to create, I mean, it's creating art through mathematics. It is the relationship between mathematical patterns and how they are visually in regards to doing it. And again, a lot of it comes down to the technology and computers and how it's computing in terms of different pieces. What's one of those things? Will you utilize this, and is this going to make you something? You know, are you going to apply this graph in terms of your life? Probably not. But it's something that, hey, we're taking it to the next step, and we're seeing like, hey, I mean, maybe going into stitching and crochets and stuff like that, or hey, we could just do something that's a little bit fun for our math. And that's about it. That's what I have.